What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2007 mixtape by Flo Rida. Based this product is called Mr. Birthday Man, and it came out in the spring of 2007. Now, within the fares about it, Flo Rida was particularly large in like 2008 with the hit album Mail on Sunday as far as the specific album. Particularly the hit single off that album, Low, was a particularly large hit throughout 2008, which crested at #1 for pretty much over 10 or 12 weeks. Definitely when you think of the late 2000s, that's a pretty popular song to think of as Flo Rida's Low with T-Pain on the hook as far as this first album. But more or less, the way he kind of came on the scene just about late 2007, early 2008, he kind of felt more or less like an industry plant. Not to say within those 10 just as if it has poor quality, as if he has poor quality pitches like that, but just the ordeal. It was just kind of random. Just seemingly one of the first songs he dropped as like a radio single would hit #1 for that length of time, and this out of nowhere. Now, it's not to say that it isn't deserved within the pitch, but it's just kind of fair. It was just random when that happened in like the fall of 2007. But within the pitch behind it, I found some further type products. Not as full-bound sure as to how many full-bound folks particularly know about this product here within these ordeals. Flo Rida as to how he was talked about in 2007 or 2006, even with some of those type of ordeals. As to some of those ordeals that kind of happen with it is kind of offshoot it. As to some of those ordeals that kind of happen with it is kind of abstract as far as this fair is going to happen. But within the pitch, it's definitely a good buzz type project here that built up some steam for Flo Rida and got him on the headway as far as what's going to happen. Now, I want to say he might have dropped a couple more mixtapes in 2007 pitches like that. There was enough buzz about this product and a couple others are within the fair that he was able to drop the hit song Low and get a hold of T-Pain, some of those type pitches. But within the product, this has some big names on here. It has folks from like the Florida scene. DJ Khaled hosts this mixtape. It has Briscoe on here and Gunplay on here and Dre from Cool and Dre on here. Rick Ross drops a couple verses around these times. He kind of helped find Flo Rida within certain sense. Maybe not as full-bound, but he had to do with some of his uprise as far as what's supposed to happen. He was definitely affiliated with them both being from Florida. Briscoe's on this album, like I was saying. Piccolo, who's from the song, an underground rapper named Piccolo is on this album, who was a Pitbull affiliate, who was on the hit song by him, Damn It Man, as far as what's supposed to happen within those tones. Particularly, there's some other folks on here. I'm surprised Plies wasn't on this particular product, but this was a little bit earlier before he particularly kind of blew up. But this was in pitch as far as saying within those products. Just simple enough to say this product gets a 10 out of 10 within those ordeals, would say within the aspect. Now, there are at least 14 songs. There are actually songs in here. There's 24 songs on here, minus 4 skits and an intro that narrows it down to 19 songs within the pitch behind it. There's 4 songs. There's down to 19 songs, and there's 4 songs that are songs to other instrumentals like Lil Wayne, some of those type pitches, which those basic 4 songs would be, King Kong by Jibbs, Party Like a Rock Star by Shop Boys, We Taking Over by DJ Khaled, and Dig a Hole by Jay-Z off of his Kingdom Come album. So it's within those pitches as far as saying, then the outro song, which is the 9th song, is kind of the pitch as far as saying within those ordeals that that's just an outro to the birthday song, which is one of the first songs you hear on here. So it's within the pitch as far as saying, so yeah, basically, so within these fairs, I wound up recommending, it's not 14 original songs, it's 15 original songs within those fairs. So out of the 15, I recommend all 15, so this mixtape easily gets a 10 out of 10. Now, within the pitch, the thing about Flo Rida around this time in 2007, before he really blew up in 2008 with Mail on Sunday and the singles off that album, like In the Air and like the song he did with Timbaland, I forget what that one's called, Elevator, some of those type pitches, and Low, some of those hit singles off of Mail on Sunday. It's kind of the pitch that Flo Rida was a little bit generic, not to say full bounce, not to say within the pitch in terms of quality, but it's just kind of the pitch that before he got some of these R&B and larger pop singers on hooks, pitches like that, he just kind of felt like a factory kind of Florida mixtape rapper as far as what's supposed to happen. It's not to say like that's the actual quality behind it, but in terms of some of these type pitches, these just feel like kind of typical kind of mixtape grease that you would have caught from folks around that time, like folks like Dalla. Not to say things against Dalla, but more folks like Two Pistols, some of those type folks, Dalla, folks like that, Slick Paul, some of these type folks that were just more low key in the sense. So I feel like without the particular, I pretty much would have to say more or less, I think you could probably tell it's obvious that Low particularly kind of made Flo Rida, but it's just one pitches for us, not to say full bound he didn't have the talent, because he does have the ability to do some pretty good hooks on here. He has like that particular pop rap type appeal, and that's what makes this mixtape, Mr. Birthday Man, very appealing. It's just the pitch that he did have the potential about it. It's just kind of the product, he just needed that particular hit to kind of get him above the surface. But you're basically like getting a mixtape from someone who's kind of like Eminem and Pitbull, some of those type folks, and, you know, like Lil Jon, folks like that wouldn't typically do mixtapes within those fairs. It just is very commercial. This might as well be like a vanilla kind of Florida mixtape as far as this pitch can happen within the aspect behind it. It didn't take long for Flo Rida to kind of get past the mixtape type fair. It was just kind of pitched this like an extra kind of underground type treat. because it has a lot of commercial bites and aspects, but it's just free type flavor to be able to have within those tones. So it's just the pitch as far as getting. Now, mind you, it doesn't have like the hits as far as talking about something that's real breakthrough within the aspect, something that's going to be like radio bound pitches like that. This mixtape doesn't really more or less have. This mixtape doesn't really more or less have singles, but still within the pitch, it does have like some relative type moments that do have some pop. Some relative kind of mixtape pop grabs on here, so it's within pitch first things. There's plenty of these. Like one in particular that really has that appeal is I'll Be Cool. It's a real blitzing type one. It's like a glitzy kind of two-step and weaving type song, kind of get within the aspects of it here. Potential kind of mixtape single, I'd say, for Flo Rida, definitely within the pitch. Great song to get crunk to, and it slams pretty hard as far as this pitch comes. So definitely within the aspect. I'll Be Cool is definitely a pretty snazzy type one within those aspects. Has some immediate type appeal. Leave the Club is another quality one. It's like a good jazzy kind of socialized white noise, I'd say, about the aspects of it here. Just cheesing through like a candid evening pitch. It's like that. Just good to have some smokes as far as this pedal kind of happens. So just kind of the pitch. This feels like typical type fare of just like a Rick Ross leftover, some of those type pitches, or DJ Khaled leftover, some of those particular type fares, Plies leftover, some of those type pitches. So it's just kind of the product of that particular kind of brassy, but in a good way, brassy kind of sound with an aspect, just some of that candid typeness. It feels like an offshoot of Port of Miami or DJ Khaled's We the Best album, some of those type ordeals, a good excellent type pitch. Another immediate one is D-Boy. It's like a twinkling kind of night shift, basic embrace, kind of get within the products of it here. Just a vanilla kind of ringtone, kind of neighborhood hop, I'd say, within the pitch behind it as far as what's going to happen. Just definitely some outing brush. There's kind of some crawls within the aspect. It's kind of more or less kind of vanilla, kind of makeshift, kind of. It's more or less kind of vanilla, kind of makeshift mixtape, kind of. It's more or less kind of vanilla makeshift mixtape kind of candidness within aspects as far as what's supposed to happen. Just a neighborhood brush within those aspects. Just the particular tone and just struts as far as this pitch will kind of happen. So just probably like a 3-6 Mafia type song with like some snack run type fare, but more just to miss the pitch, something a little bit more above ground, at least within the format, having a little bit more commercial bite for more vanilla type radios, pitches like that. So some good type ordeals. Birthday is a quality one. It's like a glitzy kind of feeling jivey and ready for some noise type hit within the pitch behind it. Just a mixtape kind of finish, work shift up. It's definitely like a mixtape kind of finish, work shift up kind of. It's definitely like a mixtape kind of finish, work shift up. I'd have to say within the product of it, just an SFW kind of switch as far as the supposed to happen. So just within flip mode. Now, the thing about Flo Rida, more or less, kind of on this particular product, more so than Mail on Sunday, he was kind of still within the hustle grid of it as far as what's supposed to happen. Less kind of like pop makeshift and pitches like that, more in like hustlers makeshift as far as what's supposed to happen. Still has like the ironclad kind of grid as far as this fares. Now, compared to folks within a more ironclad type sense, when you think of like DJ Paul, Juicy J, Project Pat, some of those type folks, Yo Gotti, folks like that, just standard folks within that asset, but it definitely has pretty some get hammered kind of grits. Songs like Birthday and Fairs like that are definitely some get hammered kind of grits as far as what's going to happen. Another one like that is Green Stop Sign. So speaking of Green Stop Sign, this is a nice one here. It's like a solid outing and traffic noise kind of get within the products of it. Just a wayside few errands to kind of. It's like a good wayside few errands to kind of rope in pitches like that and some rumination along the way as far as what's supposed to happen. So just in the pitch, just a mixtape type one of like a good decent amount of commerce pitches like that. It's kind of the fair getting some things done within the product of it. Just typical type fair, just kind of an above ground type one within pitch as far as what's supposed to happen. But this is sort of conduct that these particular are buzzing type tunes and they're free pitches like that. But it's just kind of the fair that a lot of these do have the concept. These do have some above ground type fares in the pitch as far as being able to have the product, the songwriting that this is towards the market more so than just the typical kind of underground grease and mixtape grid as far as this pitch goes. So it's definitely excellent in the pitch, but this is a commerce type one, it's a more dusky kind of daydream type fashion, just some commerce kind of rumination. Man in the Mirror is a quality one. This reminds like the Mirror song by Lil Wayne off the Carter 4. Now it's not as full bound within those pitches, but it's within the relative type format of it. It's like a brushy kind of determined dig out of funks type tune within the pitch behind it. It's a grind shift kind of basic dope motivate, I'd say, within aspects here. Song definitely goes ham as far as what's supposed to happen. So definitely within the pitch. So just typical kind of motivate within those products of it. This kind of good type one to kind of get on the grindstones type products that like outing type pep within the pitch behind it. It's typical type one. Another one that has some good makeshift kind of ordeals about it. Man in the Mirror is another good nice one that has some Man in the Mirror is another good nice one that has some mixtape kind of composition about it within the format of like some commercialness, just in an above ground sense. So some good type fares there. Drop Top Chevy is a nice one as well. It's like a low-key kind of ringtone rap Travis kind of get and work it in like a hustler sense that I'd say here. It goes pretty well with Man in the Mirror, some of those type ones within the pitch. Definitely some vanilla grit as far as this pitch will kind of happen. So just to miss the pitch, there's some ones on here, some ones like, there's ones more or less for like just more the Travis or just makeshift type moments within the pitch. Definitely like Green Stop Sign, some of those type fares, but just not as full-bound commerce like within the pitch. But I feel like Drop Top Chevy's kind of in between like D-Boy and, songs like D-Boy and We Got It, kind of within like the pitch of just something more So it's just kind of an outing, grind shift type song within pitch about drop top Chevys, just kind of formatted more neighborhood bound, but just with an aspect of like typical kind of Traverse and commute as far as those fairs going to happen. Just some hustlers makeshift, just a typical kind of mixtape type grease, so it's good type fare for that. Same sort of pitch with like, which one was it? We Got is a quality one on here, as well as like a jazzy kind of routine MIA and neon flavored kind of mixtape pop grab to kind of get within the aspects of it here. Good buzz songs I'd say about this particular one. Some of these type ones on here, Got It Like That. Songs like Drop Top Chevy, some of these type ones, We Got It, pitches like that, some of these particular type aspects, Green Stop Sign and Pockets on Swole, some of these type ones on here, Leave the Club, some of these type pitches, just kind of kind of some good products about it. It's a good flipper as far as those pairs. The song We Got is a good flipper as far as those pairs going to have. So definitely within the pitch as far as those pairs are going to go long. So Stick and Roll is a quality one. This is a song. Stick and Roll is a quality one. This has Piccolo on here as far as this pair's going to have along with it. It's like an extra and kind of fun, redundant kind of noise going to get within the pitch behind it. Just wasting some time, pitches like that. Roll-ups in green, some of those type aspects. Check socials or just socials in general. Good Friday night, some of those particular type aspects. Good for pizza and extra type fares within snacks and goodies, some of those type products. KFC, some of those type fares. So it's just one of the pitch as far as saying, look after within the tone. Just kind of, this one, when I say fun, redundant, just kind of pitch, it just kind of feels extra within the format of just something that doesn't really connect as full bound with. It's not so much the product of it, but this is kind of random, very random and extracurricular, just with the format of how it particularly kind of happens. Not so much like club bound kind of carnage within pitch when you think of like the Hammer type songs that Flo Rida does, like Elevator and In the Air, Miss Hangover, some of those type ones, Low, some of these type pitches, other further type ones, American Superstar, some of those particular type ones within the product off of Mail on Sunday. But it's this kind of pitch, not quite as snazzy as songs off this particular hit project either. Songs like I'll Be Cool, some of those type ones, pitches like that, and D-Boy, some of these type ones on here, and like Pockets on Swole and Leave the Club, some of those type pitches within it. But is a good, nice one for like the product. It is having some socialites, this one, the fair, some spare type moments within aspects. So good type fair. Stick'em's a real quick type one. This is a good jumper to kind of get within these tones, like a good DJ Khaled and Ross style kind of MIA. Stick'em's like a good DJ Khaled and Rick Ross style MIA buzz jumper to kind of get within the aspects here. Just great song to get wrecked to. Just dance carnage pitch like that, pretty quick type song. Basically get blitz and go ham as far as those pairs are kind of having with it. Ride is a quality one as well. I don't know if I talked about this one, but this is a nice one. It's like some night shift energy and ambience to kind of get within the products of it here. Just a cooler full of cold. It's definitely be like a cooler full of cold drinks, those type products within it. Game night, definitely some of those type tones for like some Friday nights, just some good social noise as far as those fairs can happen. So the same sort of product. Ride is the same sort of product as like Stick and Roll, some of those type fairs within the pitch. Just further type product, like some ambience of kind of like extracurricular type tones. It's kind of some time wasting ones on here that have some good glamorous type product. There's some fun type moments for like the after effect. Kind of, these particular songs are like some fun repetitive as far as this press comes. Definitely good type pitch to get some of these type moments. This would be some good type fares. Definitely getting more folks kind of do this sort of thing, like Eminem and Slim Thug and Paul Wall, some of those type folks, and further folks like that, Mike Jones and Lil Wayne, folks like that, Jeezy, some of these type folks within the product just have like some extracurricular type moments that don't really have much purpose, or just the product just spared kind of extraneous type moments within the pitch, but it's excellent. Really has some good fares about it. I think another one I haven't talked about on here is Pockets on Swole. It's like a basic kind of club radius and byproduct sludge kind of get within the aspects of it here. Just some mixtapes. It's like some good mixtape kind of 2000s stunt type tune pitches like that. Great song to take some drags to. Some of those type formats with hit a few blunt, hit a few ziggies and backwoods and swishers as far as those fares are going to happen along with it. So good type fare. So just some extracurricular type noise with further songs like Leave the Club and some of those type ones within pitch. I'll Be Cool. Some of these type products within as far as those fares are going to happen. I also would say Drop Top Chevy and D-Boy. Some of these type pitches within the fair. But D-Boy Fresh is another nice one as well as some excellent type products here. It's like a pounding kind of DJ Khaled style night embrace kind of get within the products over here. This reminds of like Rick Ross Blow and Speed. This particular song reminds of Rick Ross's Blow from Port of Miami and Speedin' from Trill as far as those fairs would kind of happen just a year sooner than Speedin' came out within the particular product of it, but it's just the pitch as far as saying it's overall hot type one. So within the products as far as some, the products as far as those fairs kind of happen, so some excellence within those particular aspects is some further night blitz type energy to really get slammed to pitches like that, get several drinks in your system just to socialize, getting some bells, mac, and some of those type products within the product of it, just get the rounds going, pitches like that, get some ass shaking within the products like some good blitz. Some good severities. And I think one other song I haven't talked about on here within some of these type pitches, I think for the most part I rap most of these stuff, but I think Got It Like That's another one I haven't talked about. So Got It Like That's like a stellar promo night and glam rounds kind of get within the aspects of it here. Feeling dazzled and grand within some of the stuff products as far as this person going to happen. I want to say this is a chatty type one. I'm not as full blown sure I might have talked about this one, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying some of those kind of late 2000s promo type songs that Rocco and Plies, some of those type folks kind of do with the more suave type sense for like movie theater nights, or just pitches within some of those type of ordeals, this more blissful type moments where it would be kind of snazzier, just in the product like some socialism. I mean, Flo Rida is pretty made for these particular type ones, more in the product of like EDM, kind of dance venue type stepos. So then pitch as far as saying that the initial type product of what Flo Rida was in 2007, before hits like Low and In the Air, some of these type ones within the pitch as far as saying this is some good type fairs, just seeing the particular snaz of him following suit and having some of those type products and just the things that were kind of this typical kind of hustlers unwind and polish as far as those pairs were going to have. So excellent type of appeal. So I look after here this mixtape gets a 10 out of 10. The product of the social score, I'll probably give the social score either like a 9.75 or a 10. I feel like the fare behind it, Flo Rida has some above ground type appeal, like I was saying. Definitely the grid as far as saying that you could probably tell within senses that he wasn't going to be on the mixtape scene super terribly long within those pitches. But this mixtape does not particularly have like an above ground kind of hit that's like a buzzing type one, the way Rick Ross got songs like Chevy Riding High and some of those type ones. And like mixtape type buzz type songs like Waka Flocka would get with like Love the Gun sound, some of those type pitches, and Hard in the Paint, some of those type ones, and other hits like Same Shit, some of those type ones off his Salute Me or Shoot Me mixtape, some of those type fairs. So within the product, Flo Rida does have the hit potential, the songwriting to be able to do some of these type ones within the product, but it's just kind of fair in terms of him stacking up like mixtape gems, some of those type ones that are like some of those type ones I feel like the buzz type songs as far as like the formats of being on par with like his above ground type hits like Low and In the Air and Elevator, some of those type ones, and later ones like Jump with Nelly Furtado and some of those type pitches, and Right Round, some of those type ones off of his 2009 album, which I forget what that one's called, Roots, some of those type airs. So in the pitch as far as saying if I had to pick a few of these, I'd probably say some of the buzz type songs that have like some relative type noise and like an underground type territory for like some good buzz singles pitches like that. Probably Stick'em's a nice one. I'd say Man in the Mirror is a nice one, like a more SFW type sense. It's more Travers Get Things Done. Leave the Club's pretty good, like some of that Tipple type sludge. D-Boy's pretty good at that. I'd say Birthday and We Got It are some good type ones within those formats. D-Boy Fresh is a nice one as well within some of those type pitches, and definitely All Be Cool, some of those type fairs. But really, this whole mixtape's pretty stacked. But it's just kind of the pitch in terms of some immediate type ones with the above grounds, good type ordeals. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and say 10 social, but this is the product as far as saying within a relative type sense. If you're looking for more like something that kind of has like the anchor of like this particular fair, something kind of gets an immediate sense, it might be more of like a 9.75, but just one pitch. So then, in terms of future, like Flo Rida has not been commonplace around within these pitches nowadays. He really hasn't dropped a product since 2015 or 2016. I reviewed that particular newest one they dropped. It was an EP, which I think was called the My House EP, something like that. That's really the last traces I've seen of him. So it's been since like the mid 2010s as far as this was going to happen, which is pretty distant ago as far as this was going to go along with it. But I look after it here. Just being able to say he might have some other products that he's worked on. I don't think there's been any mixtapes since then, but it's kind of the fair. I'm going to get some more of these products type roped up. But it's definitely like a secret kind of Flo Rida project. It's definitely a pretty secret Flo Rida project as far as what's going to happen. Definite classing like the mixtape scene pitches like that has some above ground type moments that are worth notice as well, and just an overall esoteric project that does heavy damage.